Here's a bathroom we're going to start. We're going to relocate this drain to the center of our 4x4 shower. We're going to use this existing electric from the old jetted tub, and we're going to locate it outside the shower, move the plumbing lines from that service the jetted tub inside the shower. Okay, we are going to be installing another Schluter shower pan, and I thought for a little bit of change of pace, I would go on and kind of do an unboxing of what the Schluter pan looks like. This is the box. This is a 48 by 48 shower pan. So obviously the box is not 4 feet by 4 feet. I've already cut the flaps open. There's basically two things in the box. We have our shower pan. It's already a sloped tray, and then our donut ring for the drain. So pull the donut ring out of the way. You can see that the curdy paper is already attached to the drain or to the tray. And so for this particular job, we're not going to cut the tray down. It's going to be left full size, but if we needed to make a size adjustment on the tray, simple utility knife, circular saw, and we just trim the tray to fit and then put it in. But you can see in the corner here where it's going to be, that's where the tray is going to sit. So we got our shower pan open. I'm going to go on and dry lay the shower pan in the corner. I've got my two curbs cut for the shower pan. We're going to set the curbs around it, get a trace on the outside edge of our curb. That's where we're going to cut this vinyl floor and the underlayment out, so that way we can get started on our drain relocation. First, we have to get the vinyl floor out of the way. It won't do us any good to mark the drain location on top of the vinyl. We're going to cut the vinyl out of the way, so we're going to lose our mark. So we have to first get the vinyl out of the way. Once that's out of the way, we'll draw a circle where the drain's going. And once that's done, then we can cut the plywood out of the way to start running our new pipe over to the drain. So we'll get started doing all that, and we'll go from there. Now that we have our shower floor marked, where we're going to cut the vinyl up, the next thing we want to do is to get our drywall marked going up the walls. We're going to cut the drywall out and replace that with a 1/2-inch curdy board. So we'll get those two marks done, get the drywall out of the way, and then we'll be able to start seeing where the shower valve needs to go, and we can start getting that part of the job figured out as well. So on this one wall behind me over here, that wall is just going to be a straight cut out for the drywall. This other wall on this side, we're going to make a notch cut at the bottom because of the plumbing. So that one won't be straight, it'll have kind of an L notch to it, but it is what it is. So we'll get those marked up and get them ready to cut. And then once those are out of the way, we'll be able to start patching the drywall in too and be ready to start getting mud and tape so the homeowner can repaint the bathroom and have some nice smooth walls to paint. We have our perimeter marked where the cut is going to take place, both on the drywall and on the floor. We saw that. When we go to cutting the floor out, we're going to use a circular saw. We set the depth of the circular saw not quite a 1/2 inch. We don't want to cut too deep into the 3/4 inch subfloor, so that's issue number one. So we don't set the saw all the way down, because that would be bad. So make sure if you're doing this to set your depth so you don't cut too deep into the subfloor. The other thing we're going to have to do, obviously the circular saw won't get all the way to the wall in both corners, so we're going to finish our cut just using a multi-tool, and then we'll also use the multi-tool to cut the drywall out as well, because we find that to be really handy. And so what we're going to do is cut the underlayment and vinyl out of the shower area, cut the drywall out on the walls, and get everything exposed so we can start figuring out locations for our niches, shower faucet, all that good stuff. So that's what's coming up next. So the things you find when you do demo, number one, they covered up a heat duct. So we're going to be having to patch a piece of 3/4 back in there because we can't let the styrofoam pan span that without fixing it. The other thing I want to point out specifically is all of these little tiny staples. Some of them come through the back of the underlayment. Some of them just pull through. So we just take a hammer and set them. Get them out of the way. On this drywall, whenever you're doing a drywall repair, I have to cut these out because the shower plumbing is outside the shower right now. So I'm already going to have to do a patch. You can see, I mean, it shows up great on film. This spot just outside the shower has to be fixed. There's another area right above there that has to be fixed. Instead of leaving those damages and making us have to fix even more, we're going to go on and cut on my pencil line beyond all of that. It's not any harder to replace a big piece of drywall than a little piece of drywall. So we're just going to cut out a bigger area than I need to, and it'll make it that much easier to float it back in and make it look nice. So if you're doing a drywall repair, keep an eye out for other imperfections nearby and just go on and cut them out and start with a good flat piece of drywall. That's my tip for the day. Okay, so what we have, when we pulled the sheetrock off, we discovered plastic vapor barrier over the insulation, which is always a good thing. We can't have a vapor barrier behind our Schluter shower system. That creates what's known as a double vapor barrier, and any moisture that gets between those will be trapped. There'll be mold and mildew. So we have to only have one vapor barrier, which is what our Curdy shower is going to be. So we pulled the plastic down from the insulation to avoid that. We can relocate, put the curb and the pan back in, draw our drain location on the floor, and be able to cut the subfloor out of the way to accommodate the new drain. And then we'll have to patch the subfloor back in, while we're patching the floor, we're going to patch the old heat register location, so that way we have a solid installation for the shower pan to be installed. So that's where we're at right now. We'll just keep kind of making progress and see what we can get done. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell to keep updated with our latest videos. Also, be sure to check out the next suggested video that's going to pop up as well. Thank you very much for watching.